come to you, dear ones, by the power of love. We come in love because that is the greatest power in this universe. You all have love within you. Sometimes you may think that it has gone astray somehow, for it does not seem to be offering you love in your life. But it is there. We assure you that love is within you all. You would not be living in this world if you did not have love within you. You would not be existing in any way or form without this endless, eternal power. The sooner you fully acknowledge it in your daily lives, allowing it to flow through all the circumstances of your life, all the difficulties, all the ups and downs, all the troubles, the sorrows, all that which is joy, that which brings you delight in life, where you can look upon the world and see the beauty of the world, and above all, see the beauty of yourself. For you are all endowed with beauty. Often you will think to yourself, it is quite impossible. I cannot in any way see myself as even wanting to even love myself. But dear ones, think to yourselves that you can love the love within you. You can give that which you are given, and it is love. And you will find yourselves changing, for your vibrations will change, your outlook upon life will change. Your perception of all things in life will be quite different. You must do your utmost to recognize sincerely the truth of your own being. Many times in life you are disrupted by others' behavior, or perhaps their harsh words, or their inconsideration of your own self. This will happen. We cannot for one moment say that walking this spiritual path it will be easy, everything will be flowing without any discord whatsoever. But understanding the spiritual path and moving along with that natural way and natural flow, you will find that others do not cause you such a great upset. You manage to retain your equilibrium most times. Of course, you cannot do it all the time, for you are not masters. But those of you who have already come to some firm understanding of the path that you are on will surely have already discovered this. It is difficult for people who are told that they must indeed bring about forgiveness in their hearts. It is very, very difficult to give forgiveness when someone has truly treated you with utter disrespect. But we say to you, do not have to feel that great emotion of forgiveness. You simply have to ask that source of divinity which is within you. That power within you, that divinity, is entirely forgiving. It cannot be any other way. It is impossible for it to be any other way, for if it does indeed reach out and behave as if it had another flow of energy in it, such as a negative energy, then it would no longer be the divinity within you. So we say to you, dear ones, it is an easier step than you might imagine, for you do have to try your very best to connect with that sense of love within you, that great, great presence, that power, that I am within you, and say with deliberation, I am utterly forgiving. It does not mean that you have to focus yourself upon people or incidences in life, even right back from a child. You do not have to relive in any way whatsoever the circumstances that you have already lived. For enough is done and it is finished. But the power can linger on. So to completely forgive utterly, it brings about a detachment of those who still have power over you. If they cause you disturbances and trouble within, and you cannot seem to manifest in a loving and caring way, for you feel that in some way you may be tainted in some way. You need to be clear of this, and it is that great forgiveness that will release you and release the power that is attached to your solar plexus, your emotional area. So, dear ones, do not make it hard for yourself. Do not feel in any way that you have to become a very, very righteous person, for this is not required. If you allow yourself to get to this stage, you may well then think that you have risen so grandly that you can now forgive. And we can assure you that that will be the voice of your ego, your lower self, that announces such a thing. So, dear ones, remember that the presence within you, the love within you, does not have emotion. So you do not have to bring yourself into a state of forgiveness with great emotion that you might imagine is attached to forgiveness. It is not necessary. For that light, that love within you is emotionless. And you can indeed state the truth of your being, that you are indeed a forgiving being. And so you state, I am utterly forgiving. Dear ones, life can be very, very difficult at times. And do not think for one moment that we do not thoroughly understand your lives. We gather in the spirit world and we are a group of beings of spirit. We are of like minds. We are often known as the unified ones. And there are many of us that gather together in brotherhood of the light so that we might assist you. But it is very necessary for you to request this, to ask. We are there to serve, to help you, and we will surely do this. There is no shadow of a doubt that you will be responded to in your hour of need when you state it so. So we say to you, do ask, and we can come that little closer, and you allow ourselves to come and interpenetrate, sometimes with your thoughts or your deeds, to inspire you in the right, proper way that will lift you out of your difficulties, lift you out of the sinking down and the lower feeling that you are experiencing. We do, of course, understand that this can truly happen because we have experienced life ourselves. We know how you suffer. We do not speak to you in ways that we have not experienced ourselves. For our journey of life has indeed been upon the earth plane many, many times over. So we do understand. So do not ever feel that you are talking in your mind or out loud to those who do not appreciate the difficulties that you have. We, I'm sure, appreciate them more perhaps than anyone that walks the earth plane, that is a part of your lives, a part of your family experiences even. For we are able to see into the heart of each one of you. And so we have a fuller understanding, which allows us to give you that greater love. So, dear ones, with these thoughts, we will withdraw and just allow one or two others to speak briefly to you. For, of course, in your earthly life, you have limited time as you understand it, and we in the spirit world do not experience time as you do. We can linger and fulfill for as long as it feels appropriate within our heart's desire, as it were. But you do not have this great privilege. But you will have this privilege one day. So you will not go without it. So, dear ones, as we come in love to you, we come in love. Feel that love. Feel the generosity, for it is constantly flowing to you, always, so that you may give that love to others and feel the flow backwards and forwards, for like attracts like. And so in love we come, and in love we simply stand aside. We do not move away from this sanctuary of love. We rest at the sidelines, as it were, to observe all that takes place, all in loving service as you sit here to receive the world of spirit and that great universal power, love. God bless each and every one of you. God bless you, God bless you, God bless you.
Greetings, my dear friends. Just for a very few moments, I've come just to say a few words to you. Only words of encouragement that you should truly enjoy your lives and put everything that you have into every day. Do not spend a whole day thinking about what you are going to do for the next week or so. For you have missed a day of your life if you live your life that way. And you will lose a great deal of experiences. For the day, the evening, the night is of great importance. It is simply a question of living here in the now. And so I am going to depart. Just very briefly, others will come forth to you. So God bless you. God bless each and every one of you. God bless you.
Hello. Are you going to talk to me tonight? Hey? You're just going to chuckle away. I suppose you think I'm a bit of an odd bod. And I have to tell you, and I've told some of you before, I am an odd bod. On earth I was quite an odd bod, really. And I didn't do much to help myself either. I expected other people to help me. Can you believe that or not? What I used to do was, I used to just sit about with the cap open, pop a coin in. I used to want people to do. I even used to use my mind, trying to tell them, come on, give us a coin, don't be so slack. Sometimes I used other words, under my breath of course, because I had to put a smile on my face when they tossed one in, but I was one of those that just sat there looking at all the legs passing by. What a lifetime, eh? Best part of my life was spent looking at legs. All shapes and sizes, short and long, fat and thin, hairy. Not all hairy, but some of them very nice, I have to say. But you know, once you've seen them, you know what they are. They kind of don't look so exciting anymore, and it's like sitting there and thinking, oh well, I'm going to be looking at the legs today. I didn't really, you know, I didn't try to help myself really, but I sort of plodded along like that. But since I've come in the spirit world, I've learnt a lot of things I have to say, and now I'm saying it, so I'm rather pleased about that. I'm rather pleased I get the opportunity. I don't all that often get an opportunity, but you know, now, what am I doing? I'm using somebody else's legs. That's what I'm doing. I'm using whatever she calls herself, you know, I'm using her legs, really. But I have got legs of my own, and I've changed quite a bit really since I've been in the spirit world, because I've been learning a lot and they're telling me to hurry up, so I've got to go. So I'm just trying to talk a bit faster so I can get a bit more in. But I want you to always remember that make the most of your life. That's what you've got to do. That's really what it all comes down to, is making the most of your life and having a really good time and being nice with it. That's the thing, to have a good time but be good with it. Anyway, that's all I've got to say, so goodbye. And thanks for having me.
Bye.
And I'm pleased you're a jolly lot. I'm pleased there's a jolly lot of you too. Really good too. So, bye. 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 Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely.
Thank you.
Oh, I've had to come again. It's worth it. It's good to have a good laugh too. That's really good too.
Oh, good gracious me. I thought he was going to go on and on. But it is indeed a very good thing to have a good laugh. It's very essential, you know. It creates this wonderful rhythm going right down your body. All that vibration right down to your toes. Would you have thought that your laugh might have gone right down to your big toe? Even your little toe come to that. You wouldn't have thought it, would you? You think sometimes it goes as far as your tummy, up in your head and down to your tummy, and that's as far as it goes. But it doesn't. It puts the vibration into the very earth itself and into the ethers at the same time. So you can do a double act. Isn't that wonderful? It is. You've got to think about what you got and make the very most of it. So it's absolutely wonderful. Anyhow, my name's Betsy, by the way. Often they don't really give their names, but I gave my name out many years ago, and that's who I am, and that's who I still am. So there you go. Well, now I'm going to say goodbye to you, because otherwise I'm rather keen to talk, and they'll get a little offended here if I prattle on and on and on. But I'd like to keep on all evening if you'd really like to know. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go now. So goodbye, dears. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Of course you think I've gone, don't you? Everybody thought I'd gone except me. And you know, if I linger too much, they get quite cross with me and they say, "No then, Betsy, if you don't hurry up yourself, we'll stop you from coming." And they can do that, you know. I just take over and please myself what I do. They're very strict. There's like a team of them, you know, and they just organise for certain people to come through from time to time. It's very well organised, in case you're wondering. This just doesn't happen. What is it you said, dear?
Oh, very true.
Oh, I'm glad you
Very
know
true.
that. Yes, it is very true. Don't you think it's very important that everything is very true in life? Try to seek the truth in life. Oh dear, here I go again, you see. I branch off, you know, and I just love to do that. And it's just quite frustrating, just on the quiet. It frustrates me a little, you know, having to buzz off too quickly. But I better go. Goodbye, dears, goodbye. Oh, great Scott! I took my opportunity as quickly as I could. Because if I do not try, I'll miss out altogether. Right now, who's feeling a bit low? Anybody here feeling a bit low?
Yeah.
But then my suggestion is that you stand up and you'll not be so low. So sometimes you need to think of that if you're looking at somebody that's being a little low, and you try your very, very best to give them some kind of upliftment and they're not taking it. Always look at the funny side of things. Don't laugh out loud, of course, not at a time like that. But in your mind, you could see that person standing up and saying to yourself, well, you're not so low now, are you? And it might make a difference to their vibration. And they might suddenly feel a bit uplifted and say to you, well, now, what do you think? I don't feel so bad now. I'm feeling a bit uplifted. And you can say, well, that's quite delightful, isn't it? But really, you'll know the right reason, won't you? And you can have a little laugh about that. Because it's a grand way to do all sorts of ways you've got to help others. Well, no, I really better go. I'm not like the one before that keeps hovering around. She did quite well tonight, actually, I must say. Because often she'll come back and forth, and every time she's got something to say, and I don't prattle on quite so much. Perhaps I'm not too bad, I do a bit, but not quite as badly as her. Not that she's bad, that's a silly expression, isn't it? I'll eliminate that one. That's what you need to do, you know. If you have a thought or say a word, and you think that does not sound quite right, it's not a good vibrational word to utter, then you think, okay, I'll rub that one off the blackboard before it goes into the ether and becomes united with something else that's on the same level. Am I making myself clear?
Yes.
Oh, I'm very pleased about that. Well, I'm going to say goodbye to you because you've got lots of other wonderful things to do and beautiful healing to take place. For those that come forward and those that are still remain in their seats. It's a wonderful place for upliftment and healing. So I'm going to say goodbye and have sweet dreams too, for they're very important also. Be at peace, dear ones, be at peace.